Hello, Jessica Hefley, Diamond Ambassador here with a new tool that we had made for you, and it is called Rank Up Strategy. We are all about simple over here. If you're on Team Plexus Provision, we are revamping lots of things to make things simpler for you, simpler systems, simpler for you to recruit business builders, help them to get started, simpler things to empower you. So check out our new board. Everything is there. But all of this will be posted on our team page. So if you are on my team, it's there. If you're not on my team, enjoy this resource. This particular resource that you can use for yourself. I wanted to do something that anybody could use, anybody could tweak, because the One Plexus community has added so much value to me, helped train my team in so many different ways. I was like, I want this tool for anybody to use. So here we go. I want to equip you as business owners. I want to equip you to be able to, as business owners, mindset and strategy. I'm also a Christian life coach. And so both are so important. I see oftentimes people will only focus on the mindset or only focus on the strategy. And this is both to help you have a plan to rank up and to help the people on your team have a plan to rank up. We're not just blowing smoke to the wind. We're not just saying, oh, I want to be Ruby, and having no idea how many people you need on your team in order to get that, or being like, okay, no, I know I need this many people. And then just like waiting and hoping that happens without strategy and focus on key areas or ideas that will help you get there. So that's what I'm here for. Did you know that every time you rank up, you don't have to have a big push? Actually, my first time to Diamond, I never had a big push for any of my ranks. I went well over the amount of points for the next rank every time. And that's how it can be for you. Once you have momentum and you have multiple people on your team going towards their goals, you could soar past your rank. Or I want to give you a strategy. So by the 28th of the month, you can rank up. If you don't know, the 28th of the month is the last day subscriptions go through. So if someone the month before joins on the 30th or 31st, the next month, their subscription will go out on the 28th. That's the last day. So it's always a great day when you can really figure out where your points are. Okay, so I have a PowerPoint. This is a packet of information. There's a couple pages right now, but month after month, there's only 2 pages in here that you can just keep reprinting after you do this process. And I want to help you recruit business builders, and I want to help you and your team rank up. So let's go into share my screen, and we'll go through this little packet to help empower you to reach your goals and help your team reach theirs. Capiche? Capiche. Okay. Let's go. And I am all about quick and simple, efficient and simple. Okay. So first page is just this rank up strategy thing. Okay. Here is where we're going to. We have to start with our thoughts. Okay. People you do everything from a thought and a feeling. So I want to help you get incredibly clear. On the one side is the sheet for you to fill out. The other side was just some examples I gave you. If you need to get your ideas turning, you can borrow some of mine, but they have to be true to you. They have to be your elevated thoughts about this. Hold on, I gotta talk to you about this for just a second. Like, this is how important it is to set the foundation for you as a business builder and for you ranking up. We talk about the 4 pillars of belief in this business: your belief in your products, your belief in your company, your belief in your compensation plan, and your belief in you. So we're going to get crystal clear on what your thoughts are about those, because we then operate from there. But we're also adding a 5th pillar, and what your thoughts are about your ideal business builder. Okay. Your ideal business builder. Because if you're over there subconsciously thinking, oh, she doesn't want to do this, she thinks it's too much, she doesn't like network marketing. No, if we're gonna elevate those thoughts, get crystal clear, because we're not thinking about just anybody. We're thinking about who is your ideal business builder. Okay. I'll just give you my examples. Let's go back to the example sheet, everybody. Screen. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to start at the top. Elevated thoughts about the product, elevated thoughts about Plexus Worldwide, elevated thoughts about the compensation plan, elevated thoughts about my ideal business partner, and elevated thoughts about myself as a leader. You are a leader. So it's time for you to really believe that, really come from a place within there. Okay, this is so important. This is the most important step in setting your goals is first having these pillars of belief. Okay, then goals. Goals are at the bottom. Most people, it's so important for people to dream long term, but people often say like, oh, I want to join and I want to be emerald in a year, which is fantastic. They absolutely can do it in even less than a year, but we've got to do some guideposts along the way in order for you to reach there. So if you want to be emerald in a year, then 6 months from now, we should probably be around 1,000 points or so. And then from 6 months from now, if you plan to be 1,000 points, where do you need to be in 3 months? And where do you need to be in a month to help you with those guideposts along the way? It's also important that each month doesn't have to be a brand new rank. Like it can still be points in between each rank, milestones in between. It's still important for you to set those type of goals. Because most people are just like, oh, I'm just so far away from the other one. Or you may have been in this business for a long time, been at the same rank, or maybe gone backwards because you haven't focused on some very specific areas I'm going to teach you how to do. And you're just like, what's the point? What if you just even at the very, like, set a 100-point growth goal every month, like to give you that increment, to give you that hone in place to focus. We're going to cover that in just a second, but wanted to make sure you understand the elevated thoughts, and then on the other side, give your brain such clarity. It is clear. Like here's a little example of mine over here. Just to give you examples, I want you to make this personal to you on your it is clear statements. Here are some of mine that help bring me in the mood, bring me in the business recruiting mode, that leader that I am mode. Okay, so it is clear. I help moms looking to make extra money. It is clear I help them make money from home. It is clear I help them make it within a week. It is clear they need it immediately. And it is clear this income opportunity will remove their financial stress. Okay, those are my thoughts. Very, very clear statements about what I'm looking for, what I do, what I offer, what I can help people with. Okay, next page. Here is the... How do we go to the, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now, here's the sheet. Here is the how do you rank up sheet, the monthly goal strategy sheet. You should be doing this every single month. And now you have this tool where you can be empowered to help your team do this as well. You can do this individually with each of your business builder teammates, or you can all get on here together, do this together, share your goals together for accountability, make sure everybody understands what's going on, whatever. But box number A, where did your points end last month? Okay, we've got to know where, red dot, we got to know where we are, where we're starting from. That's where we're, so that's box number A. Now, if you're brand new, don't quite worry about this yet. This is more senior, silver, gold, and above ranks that we're working with here, okay? Because attrition sometimes happens in this business. This is a strong estimate, and this chart is a strong estimate. It's not actualities. Get with your sponsored help with actualities, but oftentimes people will just turn off, or life gets busy, or so they may have their subscription on 1 month and they turn it off. So we just want to attribute to about 10% to that. So subtract 10% from box A, and that will give you this month's points goal. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I just said that wrong. So what you're doing, you start, box A, last month's points. Then you're going to subtract about 10% from box A to get you into box B. Box C is, what is your point goal? If it's a new month, where do you want to end the month at? If you're going towards senior gold, for example, that's 250 points. Go ahead and put that there. Why don't you go ahead and go past the next rank? Okay, let's say 275. Why are we always cutting it close to the very last second? It doesn't have to be that way. You can be well on your way to going on to Ruby. But anyways, box C is what your goal is for where you want to end in points. So if you don't know the ranks quite yet, I even put something in here that shows you. Here we go. This shows you what points you need at each one of the ranks. So you can reference that, let that create vision for you, see the Lexus that you have the possibility of getting when you're Emerald, Sapphire, or Diamond. But no, you have to know, it's really important to know the rules of the game. In the Go app, there is a 3-part compensation plan video. There's a full printout of the compensation plan. Know where you're headed. You can't get where you're going if you don't know where you're headed. Okay, so we got to be really clear on what our goal actually is. Back to the sheet. So we're right here on box C. Okay, so we're going to take, now we take box C and minus box B. This with clear directions right here. It's actually incredibly easy. Okay, then, so that's how many points you need to rank up. So but let's not just leave it as, okay, this is how many points I need. How many actual people is that you need to hit those number of points? Okay, so for the majority of people, it'll be about 5 points. As you grow larger and deeper, this will change a little bit. Get with your sponsor on that. But again, I just want to give you a basic tool to help with senior silver, gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, and get you on the road to emerald. Okay, so these benchmarks will help get you there. Okay, so here you go. This is going to be your number of how many new people you need with 100 PV orders or more, 100 PV or more orders. Okay, so this is what you need. This many people. This box will tell you how many new people you need to add to your team in order for you to hit your goal. Okay, so back down to recruiting. This month, my team needs, get really clear with your brain. What is this from Boxy? How many new people with combo orders do they need? And then let's break it down even further. What is your commitment? Out of this number, how many do you personally plan to enroll? And how many are you planning on having your team enroll? Then let's take it a step further, okay? Because we want to, this is about leadership development. This is not about doing this all on your own. Yeah, you could add tons and tons of level 1s and do this all on your own. You can. You can, but if you want a sustainable long-term business, it's so important to rise other leaders up. It's so important to be helping other people get a paycheck. It's really fun when as you get to those higher ranks, you'll reach your rank when other people on your team are also reaching that. When more people are going silver, when more people are going senior silver, when more people are going gold, it will help you reach your higher ranks. So who are the people this month that you are going to focus on developing? And this is a whole new sheet. So you can put these people over here. Who is the person? How am I helping them get to silver? Who are they helping get to silver? This is just a little fun little map to actually map it out and kind of put in there how many points everybody would be worth and help you see that. Okay, but we wanted to make sure we also let you know what the bonuses amounts are and really focus over here on fast start bonuses. Here's all the details around that. The fast start clock starts the day they upgrade. So the day they upgrade to brand ambassador, make sure that they do that by Saturday. But when somebody uses your referral link, you then can go in and be prompted to upgrade to brand ambassador. Make sure that you do that before the Saturday of that very same week. And the day that you upgrade is when your fast start starts. And it's awesome. Check out fast starts. Know that there's certain calendar months. It's a good amount of time. It's actually easy to do if you are focused on building your business. And there's an entire chart in your back office to let you know who on your team is still in the fast start eligible spot. But I wanted to remind you guys, when you help somebody go fast start any of these ranks, you as their sponsor get half the bonus as well. And so it's really, really important. We're honing in and helping people rank up. Next sheet. Now, I gave you guys some options. This weekly action sheet over here, so many of you guys already have IPA sheets, daily IPA sheets, winning day sheets. I'm not trying to add anything else to your plate. If you don't have one already, here's a great option for you to have a well-balanced business to cover lots of bases. But if you already have that, continue with that. I'm not trying to complicate anybody's system. What I am incorporating is this monthly action sheet, because I want to teach you to be business owners and treat this like a business. And so what are KPIs? Key performance indicators. If you are in any sort of business and any other area of business, that you have goals, you have key performance indicators that let you know that you are staying on track, measurably staying on track to be able to hit your ultimate goal. So with your sponsor, each week, knowing from your goals on the previous sheet, what is your goal this month? And again, you still do those goal sheet, even if your goal is not to rank up. Still give yourself a point number to be working towards. Still be really clear, because that would be so silly if you're like, well, it's not a rank up month. Let me just go eat a sandwich and sit on the couch. No, you're still inching towards your next goal. Okay, so here we go. So week 1, knowing what your goal is. I love that we're releasing this training at the beginning of a month. What specifically are 2 things that are your KPIs, the things that you can control? And what are some KPIs we can measure for your team's activities? And then at the end of every week, it's so important to review, did I hit my KPI? Why or why not? Okay, we are not in the business of being avoidant. We are business owners. We take ownership. We create different results for our life. We are all about acceptance and awareness and ownership and intentionality and accountability. Okay, and so I actually did a podcast episode on those 5 things. I will link also at the bottom of this training somewhere before we release it to you. I will link a link to this training right now, so someone can be empowered on how to use these worksheets. And I'll also put a podcast episode of my own personal story of how I didn't like where I was in my business currently and what I did to steer the ship in a different direction. So I want to empower you to steer the ship in a different direction. You're the leader of your team. You have the ability to steer the ship in a different direction. So what should KPIs be? Okay. I highly recommend that they are under these 4 categories in some way, and work with your sponsor on what specifically your KPI for that week should be. Okay. Should it be how many new people are you adding? How many new people are you inviting to an event that your team is doing? How many reach outs is that going to be? How many follow-ups is that going to be? Find how many new silvers are you going to develop this week. It's so important to create urgency weekly. Okay, so people start a month and they're like, oh, I have all month to do this, all month to rank up. I would highly encourage you to double up on weeks 1 and 2 towards reaching your goal, to the activities that will get you the results of your goal. Okay, so that makes sense. So I would have 2 of them very specifically from some of these areas. And your team, how many are you going to challenge how many new silvers are going to be developed on your team this week? Who's ranking up on your team this week? How many invites are your team this week? One of them right now could be like, how many new people can we get registered for convention this week? Like, set a goal and know exactly what it is. KPI, key performance indicator. Does that make sense? You can't talk back to me. I'm by myself right here. Okay. So, but this is the key, is each week setting specific goals that are going to help you reach this goal, whatever your goal for the month was. Okay. Let me show you the rest of the slides. And then if and when it is applicable, when you are coaching, I just wanted to empower you with some coaching questions for people that you are working with. We oftentimes get stuck, and this will empower them or point them back towards their elevated thoughts. So let me cover these really quickly. I didn't want this video training to be very long, but like sometimes what I do is I have people fill these things out before we meet. So I would have them fill out the monthly goal strategy sheet before we meet, and the elevated thoughts before we meet. And depending on how long you have, I think this is what's so valuable. if I have people answer these questions before I get on a call with them, because it helps them evaluate themselves. It helps you kind of know where they are, and it helps you have a target on what to talk to them when you are coaching them. So let me cover these questions real quick. What is your biggest strength as a leader, and how can you capitalize on that? Help them see where their unique ability is, and help them see how they can contribute that. What is your biggest weakness as a leader, and how, and how can you lean into this area or utilize team to fill the gaps? So let them know if product education isn't their stronghold, they haven't been talking about that much, find somebody on their team who loves to do that, fill in the gaps. In any area of those ways, fine. Let them know, don't just avoid their weakness. They may need to be empowered with some training on that specific area to help with their follow-up. Some people don't know how to follow up and close. They may be posting amazingly, but if they're not starting conversations with people who like or comment on their posts, or they're not starting conversations with potential business owners and telling them what they see in them, like figure out what area of weakness your team needs help in. Okay, you can ask them, what are you avoiding or resisting in your business and why? They will almost always get themselves unstuck when they're honest with that. How many hours a week do you work your business, and how many of those are set aside protected work hours? I understand sometimes you're in seasons with littles or busy things and you're just working your business on the toilet, but help them, empower them as a business owner, that during nap time, or an hour after they go to bed, or an hour before they wake up, like those are pockets of time as a business owner to really focus on your business. What is your goal? Always being crystal clear. They need to know what their goal is, and you need to know what their goal is as their sponsor. And why have they not already reached the goal? Let them answer that. And don't let their answer be somebody else's fault. It's the company's fault. It's the team's fault. It's this fault. No, there are people succeeding in this business that have the same company, the same products, the same. And so help them be honest and take ownership of maybe what area they have not been focusing on, or they have not been treating this as a business, and help them see that, help them have that awareness. And the last question is, what thoughts do you need to intentionally practice, back to page 1, to create the feelings and actions of a person who meets their goals? Okay, so I'm going to get off here. I didn't want this training to be long at all. I just wanted a simple tool. This was an explanation of it all. Don't be bogged down by it. Really, the 2 things that you need is to remind people of their elevated thoughts, know what their 1-year goal is, this sheet and this sheet. Know what their goal is for the month, and this gives them a strategy of how to attain it. Don't wait till the end of the month and do huge pushes. It's okay to do pushes at the end of the month, but when you are thinking ahead, when you are getting other people on board, with everybody growing in the same direction, everybody going towards their goals, this can be easier than you think. And you can go way past your next goal and way on the road to your next. So God bless you. Wanted to keep this incredibly simple, but wanted to empower you as a leader to help your team set goals. And help them each week to know very specifically where they need to focus each week to get them closer to hitting their goal. Help them focus. This is 10x. It's not just doing all the things and wearing yourself out, but knowing exactly where to focus to rank up. Bless you. Cheering for you.